everybody, and welcome in for another episode of Volquest Confidential, brought to you by the great people at Knoxville Smiles. I'm your host, Austin Price. We have reached the home stretch for the Tennessee basketball team. The last week of the SEC regular season is here. Tennessee on the road in Oxford for a midweek game against Ole Miss, and then Senior Day. Come say goodbye to Sakai Ziegler, Jordan Gainey, so many more key seniors, Chaz Lanier, all on Saturday against South Carolina at home over there at Food City Center. Tonight on the show, we have Tennessee infielder, Mr. Do Everything, the leadoff man, Dean Curley. But before we get to him, more on Knoxville Smiles.
I'm Tennessee basketball player JP Estrella. Let me give you a tour here of the offices at Knoxville Smiles. Dr. Costa is placing implants with a robot, and it's all done digitally. There's no guessing with this since it's all robotic. Dr. Wilco is the newest addition to the office. He loves to research the latest and greatest in technology, so the other doctors go to him for the newest product information and techniques. Dr. Malone is building teeth in the mouth. To him, cosmetic bonding is more like artwork. He does this without cutting your teeth down. It's all about building them up. Guys, we still have a problem. Do y'all have a bigger chair?
Good morning. How are you doing? I'm good.
Great. Dean, you've been on campus a little over a year. You won a national title and did some big things as a freshman. How's your role morphed, though, from last year to this year?
Yeah, the roles, it's a little different. You lost to SEMO, Billy Burke, but, I love those guys. But, we got new guys filling the shoes with Fish, Keelan, and myself. So just kind of being more of a bigger impact this year, I'd say.
Are you more vocal now than you were a year ago? Because I assume last year was more just kind of take it all in. You had those older guys. Are you more vocal?
I'd say so. I started picking up as the season went on, but now I understand everything that has to be done, so there's a lot more vocalism out of me.
So when you got here last year, kind of what were your goals coming in? How would you look when you look back on last season? How do you equate what you accomplished, goals you checked off, anything you didn't check off?
No, I don't think I could have not checked any boxes from last year. Everything was just, hoping to get a chance to play, and I got a chance to play and made the most of it.
When you found out you were going to, be that guy every day at shortstop, kind of what's the competitor, thinking? What's, the young kid in you thinking? What's your overall mindset at that point?
It's just a great feeling. It's happiness. It's day-to-day stuff, though. It's success isn't rented. It's not owned. It's rented. So just kind of enjoying the little wins and being excited to be in there every day.
All right, for this year, you've switched numbers. You went to that number one, which is, as Hunter Inslee said last week, that's some big shoes to fill when you think about the last two guys that wore the number one. What made you want to go to that? Is that something you wore in high school, or did you just wanted that number? Was there a reason behind it?
No, it was just kind of, there was – with SEMO leaving, there was no number one, and SEMO was saying it was such a one's like the number of the special number that has to get passed down. So he was like, I want you to wear it. And I was like, all right, that's sick. So took it and ran with it.
And then you took his leadoff spot. Do you like being up there? It's different, right?
Yeah, it's a lot different than the 7-hole, but I get a lot more at bats, so I love it.
You get off to the season. You get a handful of home runs already early. Do you approach your plate appearances differently now than you did from the 7-hole?
A little bit, early on, especially in the 7-hole, I'd runners on every at bat.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, kind of starting things off and getting going. But everything's still the same.
Even like guys like Abernathy who've been down at the bottom of the lineup, they've been getting on base, which have teed you up some.
100%.
It's kind of I look at it as like, when you're coaching little league or you're coaching, heck, even like high school softball teams or even high school baseball teams, that leadoff spot has become the best player, right? Like it used to be, it was the fast, speedy guy.
Yeah.
Then you had like a good contact hitter. Then you started going 3, 4, 5 with your meager lineup. Now you just throw the meat of the lineup up there to begin with,
right?
Like when was this the first time you ever batted one? Did you bat one in high school?
I batted leadoff every high school game.
So then I'd say it was a shell shock when you went to the 7-hole.
Oh yeah. I was like, it's kind of weird being down here, but got used to it pretty quick.
What do you enjoy most about it? like the game?
You know, just the memories, you know, the friendships. I mean, they last forever. They're never going away. So, I mean, that's my favorite part.
Best teammates who?
Stone Lawless.
Why?
Everything you want to have a teammate, Stone Lawless.
What's he do?
Everything. Best guy on the field, off the field. Same guy every day. I mean, couldn't write up a better teammate.
You talk about the relationships, and Inslee and I talked last week about the bus rides. What's that clubhouse like? Like, you know, like before games, during a rain delay. Like, what's like to kind of peel back the curtain for fans, and you know, let them see kind of like what are those moments like? Is it playful? Is it just kind of everybody's got their AirPods in, listening to music? Is it practical jokes?
You know, everyone's different. You know, Fish. You know, on game days, he's got his headphones on the whole day. But other guys, music's going the whole time. Everyone, based off lock, everyone's kind of bunched up. It's loud, first off, in that locker room with the speaker. But second off, guys are talking. Some guys are playing cards. Some guys are throwing a football. It's kind of different based on where you are in the locker room. But with us, it's always cracking jokes. It's a good, loose environment. But knowing when to flip the switch to go back into kill mode.
You seem serious. So I don't. Are you? You're not a joker, are you?
I'm usually one of them.
You are. What's the best way you've got to want to cross on your teammates or coaches?
I'd say either with Marcus or with the Coach V. Just kind of throwing in some jokes. Maybe not at the best times, but just kind of like a reset, if Coach V's getting a little sped up, throwing in a little joke to kind of bring him down, or even Marcus.
Who does the best Vitello impersonation?
Hunter High. Hunter High is always cracking V impersonations.
Can he, is it like, if you close your eyes, do you actually hear the person, or is it just, Yeah,
I hear it, see it.
He can mimic the voice pretty well?
Yeah.
You got any in you?
No, he's got a lot of good quotes, but Hunter High's got the impersonation down.
Of Vitello and just everybody?
Yeah.
Does anybody impersonate you?
I don't think so.
You don't know?
I don't know.
That means they're doing it behind your back.
Yeah, behind the scene kind of thing.
Favorite baseball team?
I grew up being a Yankee fan. Being a Yankees fan, kind of just stuck with it.
Jeter?
Yes. Yeah, I was there. I'd go to the series every year when they played the Angels at Anaheim.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
Are you an Angels guy, though? It's not too far from the house. You might be a Yankees fan, but, your de facto local team you cheer for is the Angels, not the Dodgers.
I'm not really a cheer for baseball. It's more just
players.
Good baseball.
Watch players. Who you like to watch?
Man. Aaron Judge, a lot of just guys who play the game the right way, good guys.
When did you realize baseball was something that you were going to be pretty good at? Do you remember the moment in time?
I'd say around high school. It wasn't, growing up, I was not the kid where I was like, oh, this kid's going to be the truth one day.
First home run was how old? Real home run. I don't mean inside the park home run.
I'd say probably 12.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Do you remember going around the bases?
Yeah, I sprinted the first one. And then I hit three in a weekend. And the first one I pretty much sprinted around and realized I was out. And then the next two I did a skip. And I was like, I don't even know. They were no doubters, but I had no clue. I'd never hit one in BP or anything.
I love the grand slam when y'all hit over the weekend. He's watching it, and the umpire's like, go, run. Don't show up the pitcher.
That's one of the most, mood kill, but it's also pretty funny. You hit it, and it's the umpires, come on, get out. Because they always say it. You just never really see it, but you hear it.
Well, they're trying to temper they don't want the brush back,
Right. But it was awesome seeing Jay's reaction on deck. That was electric.
It was. What's Levi brought to that lineup for a freshman? I know he's not playing literally every game, but he kind of feels like what Burke brought when he was a freshman, just this instant pop. If he's in there, you have to watch out for him. If he's coming in as a pinch hitter like he did, last weekend, same thing.
Right. The whole freshman class in general, they're just so advanced, and a lot of them mentally are a lot more advanced than a basic freshman, where I think for Levi, the game just comes easy mentally. So being able to understand that and, taking walks and swinging at the right pitches, that's what it's all about.
Do you remember the first time you met Tony Vitello? Like the first time that he started to show up on your radar recruiting you?
I do.
Where was that at? Because, I remember like Billy telling the story last year about Tony showing up in the Cape Cod League, and he's like leaned up against the hood of his car. I don't know. It just like the thought of just like kind of like, you get back late at night and all of a sudden here's this guy,
right,
just hanging out at your car. Kind of sounds creepy in one way, but in another way, kind of sounds cool. Like, what was it like for you? First
time I'd ever seen him, it was at USA, and he was wearing a bright orange shirt and flip flops. And all the coaches are standing kind of around the perimeter of the field, and there's a hill, and he's just laying on it, just kicked up, feet back, hands behind the head, and everyone's like, who is that? And then obviously he's an orange. That's Coach Vitello. But then actually talking to him was about a week or two later in San Diego, and I was actually getting gas after the game. He was gassing up right in front of me, and he was like, "Oh, good to see you, huge fan." And then that kind of got the ball rolling.
What did you know about Tennessee? What did you know about him? Like when you first started to see him, like what did you know much? Is it something where you had to get online and start kind of researching things? What's it like as a baseball? I talk to a million football recruits all the time, and it's just different for different sports. What's it like as a baseball prospect?
I think it's like you just think of the Drew Gilbert walk-off, the bat flip, the winning, the dad he had in the coat, him when he gets thrown out against Alabama, just very emotional, having his players back coach.
What was that first conversation like? Actual real conversation, not the gas pump, but when you guys got on the phone, started to talk, what was he saying?
It was honestly nothing about baseball, just getting to know me, my family, what I do. I would have never guessed if you heard the phone call, it was Coach Vitello.
So what do you do? What are you about?
So I play baseball a lot, golf a lot. Gavin and I scramble all the time, and anyone else on the team, we kind of just run through them. But other than that, just enjoyed relaxing.
How do you keep the golf swing from getting into your baseball swing?
It's all mental. There's a switch where going to the range and seeing how hard you can hit a ball or far with the driver, that'll mess you up. But
Cannon Peoples a golfer?
He goes out there.
Was he right-handed or left-handed as a golfer?
Right-handed.
Okay.
Yeah, but we went Monday, and he was there to swing and hang out, not really play as much.
I had a baseball left-handed growing up. Hit a golf ball right-handed. Like, this feels powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, this feels weak. Flip it, golf, it's the opposite. And I'm like, I don't understand that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think he tried swinging lefty twice, and the first one, great, right down the fairway. He tried to shoot again, and probably went 30 feet just straight right into the woods. And it was like,
Where do you guys normally play around here?
We go to Avalon a lot, or the par 3 course.
Weak course, Williams Creek?
Yeah, that's kind of like our last minute, that's open.
That's honestly, that's a great place for you to learn to play. What about back home? Do you play much back home?
I didn't really get into golf until this past summer, but I was home over winter break for 15 days and 13 days of golfing.
More frustrating, hitting a ball sitting still or hitting a ball that's moving?
Sitting still.
It really is.
Nothing like it. Ball on a tee, got the driver out, and then you just...
It should be easy. You're able to hit one that's breaking 2 feet,
right,
at 90 mile an hour. It's sitting still, and it's mental.
Right. No, it's sometimes frustrating, especially when you take a great swing on it, and it's like, man, like in game, like that is a homer, and it's a lot of chatter we'll have on the golf course.
What makes you smile?
Having fun, being in a good environment with the right people.
All right, that makes him smile. Now more on Knoxville Smiles.
Knoxville Smiles depend on us to make you smile better. Knoxville Smiles, are you happy with your smile today? Knoxville Smiles, we're all about smiles.
Hey Lance, what makes you smile?
Pancake blocks.
Who have you learned the most from?
Definitely my mom.
She seems like she's very involved. Like it's from her, like she loves the social media. I think we're maybe even like Facebook friends, or she follows me on X or something like that. Like I'll be like,
Right.
I was like Curley, I'm like, oh okay, it's Dean's mom. I mean, like, what does she mean to you?
I mean, she means the world. She hasn't really figured out social media yet. She's not the best with technology, but she enjoys it.
How often does she make it in?
God, she was just here. She was able to be here for opening weekend, the midweek, and flew out Wednesday. But my family's all going to Houston this weekend,
Yeah.
and then they're coming back for Mother's Day. So it'll be good.
Is that hard though when they can't be at everything?
It's a different age than now where they're able to watch it at home comfortably, which,
Yeah.
it's good. And she'll shoot me a text, and so when she gets off of work, she won't watch the game while she's at work, get home and be a couple innings behind, and then turn her phone off so no one texts her anything.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty funny in that aspect, but
It's the only way you have to, otherwise it
Right.
gets ruined.
right. But they make the most of it, so it makes me happy.
What's the one thing you miss most about her, like home cooking, that type of thing?
Oh, In-N-Out. I miss In-N-Out.
Well, that ain't her home cooking. That's just
Oh.
at home. What about her food, like that she makes?
So she's not. My dad's the cook.
Your dad's the
Yeah.
cook. Okay, then
Yeah.
what do you miss most about what he
Man.
makes?
The steaks he makes, he's incredible. But I like basic. His
You a filet guy, ribeye guy? What we like?
ribeye for sure. But every time, he's made me countless steaks, and I don't think he's ever had one where I'm like, this is
How we like it? Medium.
a little pepper crust on it.
Yeah, I feel you.
He gets down with it.
I feel you. The seasoning's key.
Oh yeah,
Get a little butter based on that thing.
100%.
So In-N-Out, they're coming to Tennessee now. I'm not.
Right.
You may be gone before they ever get here, but I mean, by the time they're going to open that new the new headquarters over there in Middle Tennessee, and then start branching out from there.
Right.
You think it'll do well?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I think
look what they've done with the Canes down here crossing the mall. Like that thing's lined around the building. I think that's how it'll be with In-N-Out.
I don't think there's really a fast food burger spot around Knoxville. That's like, it's going to be this every time. Other than
There is. It's just in Upper East Tennessee. It's called Pal's.
yeah, see, I've never heard of it.
Because you got to go to Jefferson City to get one. That's the closest one is Jefferson
Ooh,
City.
it's kind of a ways away.
45 minutes away. That's not that far.
I thought it was farther. Jefferson City.
You drive 6 minutes from your house in California, it'll take you 3 hours.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I imagine
fair.
getting around here is much easier and probably the one thing you probably don't miss about home.
Yeah, 100%. The Kingston Pike will get kind of backed up, especially after practice. Getting back, going to Dos Bros Dome will take 45 minutes, and it's like, man, this is 2-lane traffic. But freeway-wise, the freeways, that's either people are flying or it's bumper to bumper.
If you're going home to California, you're going to one place. What city are you going to?
I'd say probably by the beach. Probably Newport. Can't go wrong with the beach. There's In-N-Outs in Newport.
There's In-N-Outs everywhere out there.
Yeah.
It's like, McDonald's. Newport, in between L.A. and San Diego, right?
A little
It's a little south of L.A., a little north of
Correct.
San Diego,
pretty north of San Diego.
but south of L.A.
Right.
Yeah. You a San Diego guy? Like it's wild. You go out there and like it'll be, 90. Now the humidity's not necessarily there, but like
Right.
then you go like south and you think it's okay. It's gonna get warmer because you're going south, and it like gets cooler for like that little pocket down there in San Diego.
Right.
It's like the most perfect weather ever.
Yeah, I've only been down in San Diego probably twice, but San Clemente's kind of the farthest south I'll go consistently. One of my buddies has a house down there, and it's a little hidden beach tucked away.
You a surfer guy?
I'm not.
No,
I'm
never
not.
never even tried it.
No.
Are you a water guy though? Like there's a lot of people that like just, like the ocean's a no go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to the beach and not get in the water, but when it's cold though, there's no chance because that water is freezing. But when it gets warm, 100%.
What's the best thing about Tennessee baseball?
The environment, it's a great environment that's very contagious in the locker room, and it's just I think we do things the right way and with a lot of energy and a lot of determination.
Best about Tennessee athletics. Let's take baseball out of it. What have you enjoyed about the football, basketball? I mean, are you a big attendee at these games?
I've been a lot, like a lot of the big games.
Yeah.
But just the environment. It is an electric environment. The fans are in it. The football. I mean, we were on the field for the Bama game. That was nuts. We were there for the basketball Kentucky game. I mean, it was a great game, but that was a great environment.
Do you ever look around and go, man, this is just so different than like back home? I mean, like,
oh yeah,
not
100%.
that like UCLA and USC and those schools don't do a good job, but like it just, the old adage, just means more. I mean, it kind of does. I mean, like the buy-in from the fans is ridiculous.
100%. It is. I actually think about that a lot because I have buddies that play back home, and it's like they'll watch the game and be like, man, we had 33 people at our game today. I'm like, man, that's.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I think we had 33 coaches in the stands.
How much do you talk to your buddies from back home?
All the time. You gotta have a good balance. Even at the field off on my phone or always texting them, seeing how they're doing. So,
when you look at like the run in Omaha last year, one of the things that always stuck in my mind was like basically the walk to the bus from the team hotel. And it's just wall-to-wall orange fans. It's kind of like your all's version of the ball walk for football, right?
Right.
You don't do that for regular games, but in that instance, for 2 weeks, you did. Did you ever see the same person, at the same spot? Did you ever notice that type of thing? Like, are you that locked in that you don't notice those things, or do you kind of look around and go, oh, that guy was there yesterday, that lady was there yesterday?
Honestly, that was such a surreal moment where. It was almost like a blackout moment just walking by, and I'm like, wow, this is honestly incredible. But I remember my family, they were always in the same spot.
Yeah.
So, just seeing them. But other than that, all the families were kind of right by each other. But other than that, it's honestly just a blur walking by.
I asked Inslee this last week, and of course he's older than you, so he's been around longer, but even for you, do you ever walk in and just be like, man, it's a lot of different faces in here? There's just so much change,
Yeah. Obviously, it's my second year here, but it's a different locker room where it's even looking back, I'm like, oh, this is where Billy's locker used to be. Oh, now it's my locker. Oh, this is where Reese's locker was. Oh, now it's Sharp's locker. Or it's got to kind of remember and worry about this here.
How many times have you had a teammate go, hey, just leave it in my locker, and you go to the old locker spot versus the new locker spot?
I'd say it a couple times for sure. For sure.
Favorite baseball player ever?
Derek Jeter.
Okay, so I figured you were going to go there, but I didn't know if you had someone else you would go. Do you feel like do you like when they move you around, or do you just want to play shortstop?
I just want to play, to be honest.
You just want to play?
Yeah. So,
third,
whatever helps
second.
Win. Thankfully, it's Coach V's job to put guys where he thinks is best. So I just have the luxury of looking at the report and seeing where to go.
You got such a strong arm. Hunter and I were talking about that last week. He's got a cannon. Do you feel like any of those positions you'd like to work on just to kind of show the versatility for pro scouts? Because you're talking about just wanting to play. So the more versatility you can show, the better opportunity you have, right?
Right.
Do you want to work on third more? Do you want to work on? Is there a spot you feel like, hey, I need to sure some stuff up?
Yeah, obviously everywhere I could get better. So, every day I'm bouncing around third, short, second, getting reps of just, better resume.
You're dating a girl. She goes to Tennessee, but she's from Boston.
Right.
And you're from basically L.A. That is polar opposites part of the country. What have you learned about her and maybe how she grew up and how they think in Boston versus how they think in Southern California?
Right. She's a very determined girl. She's a girl boss of knowing what she wants and very independent. So it's a great person to have, especially on my side, but a great family and a family that's very I talk to them all the time.
Is she sports heavy?
Their family's very sports heavy, yeah.
Are they Red Sox fans?
Yes.
And you're a Yankees fan. Man, this just gets better and better.
Yeah, we went up to...
You're going to get drafted by the Red Sox after being a lifelong Yankees fan.
We went to Boston for the when they played the Yankees, and so we were able to sit on the dugout for the Friday game, and that was cool. I mean, it was everyone was in Red Sox, and I was in a Yankee hoodie, so it was funny. Her family, we have a big group chat, and they're saying how I was one of the Yankees, and me and her uncle, he's a huge Yankee fan. I mean, we send tweets about the Yankees back and forth all day long, and he was fired up. I was in a Yankee hoodie and didn't get pressured to wear Red Sox.
Are you a big New York kind of guy from a standpoint like the city? Not we understand the team, but like, do you like to go to New York City?
I've never been to New York City.
Oh wow.
No, so I don't know. I think, from being from LA, and you think of LA, it's like, man, the first thing you think of is the traffic or it's not like
it's a different feel in New York. It's just it's just because it's just on top of you. LA is more
right
spread out. Even with the traffic, it's you don't feel like you don't look around and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know. It kind of. I feel like I'd want to go to New York for sure. I mean, that's on a bucket list, but I haven't been there yet.
Where do you want to continue to get better? Where's your game got to continue to evolve, improve?
Honestly, just everyday stuff. Being able to walk in every day and do what you got to do, and get out of there, and get better.
What advice have you? I mean, do you pick the brains of a guy like Simo or Blake Burke or any of those guys on just like things that they improved on? Like, hey, how did it work for you? What did you do to take it to the next level from freshman to sophomore to junior year?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I did all season last year, and I think that's a huge tool of kind of why I picked up so quick and what made me learn so easily.
Well, man, we appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of this year, and get ready for SEC play.
Awesome. Thank you.
You too, man. Thank you. You too.